Arab Spring refers to a loose collection of democratic protest movements in the Arab world driven by the power of social and digital media.
Darkest hour, when the world has turned away and no one's watching, when the sky has turned gray and you have no options, when your voice is illegal, only choice for the people is to stand up proudly in the face of death. It ain't a waste of breath when you speak up loudly on behalf of the kids in the street with no pot to piss in, living on their own cause their pop is missing, don't know if he's dead or he's locked in prison, disappeared, they consider him the opposition, and now I'm having visions and dreams I shouldn't see. Like, could we be this close? Nah, I couldn't be. But if the people in Egypt and Tunis could do this, decide their fate, then why wouldn't we? More than 40 years in a...
And in the Egyptian revolution, the revolution 2.0, everyone have contributed something, small or big. They contributed something to bring us one of the most inspiring stories in the history of mankind when it comes to revolutions.
But if the people in Egypt and Tunis could do this, decide their fate, then why wouldn't we? More than 40 years, he done brought the nation under occupation. We cannot be waiting, we gon' stop debating. When one of us dies, 10 jump in line ready to box for Satan. You can't take our freedom and take our soul.
It's ordinary Arabs using social media to organize themselves online and then in physical, real-world spaces to challenge government power and government oppression in the Arab world. The Arab world is really a series of countries where there are very few haves and a whole lot of have-nots.
The one that's in control said La ilaha illallah, no power's greater than God's. Go ahead and devise your plans. At the end of the day, you are just a man.
The movement is building.
Increasing food prices over the past few decades, increasing energy prices over the past few decades, not a whole lot of gainful employment for young people over the past few decades. All of these are contributing factors to the Arab Spring, and there's been a lot of frustration with ordinary Arabs about their situation.
We are saying enough with the regime! This is a corrupt regime! We are saying enough with this regime!
They look at wealthy elites who run their countries getting rich and profiting off of the country's wealth, whereas most ordinary Arabs are not benefiting from those opportunities. So I think those were kind of the long-term causes of the Arab Spring.
I ain't taste regret, I done taste the blood, I done taste the sweat, I done taste the tears, I ain't taste regret now. Now I'm a grown man, ain't never seen my homeland. Ain't been closer than the Magic Jack phone plan. Dad escaped jail and he dedicated his life to the cause, but he never made it. This ain't about my father getting retribution, or my uncles getting tortured with electrocution, other uncles getting hung in public executions, just simply coming up with the best solution. And I don't know why it seems this guy's regime keeps pushing through the silent screams. Won't take you half an hour to figure that this coward can only get his power through violent means. Killing all the doctors in the hospital when the regime just seems so unstoppable. When freedom feels like it's impossible, the people rise and overcome every obstacle. You can't take our freedom and take our soul. Take our freedom and take our soul. You are not the one that's in control. You are not the one that's in control. Said La ilaha illallah, no power's greater than God's. Go ahead and devise your plans. At the end of the day, you are just a man.
Dictators are nervous. Take from the people, give straight to the serpents. The sick place that this earth is will only ever change if changed for a purpose. By the people, for the people. None are supreme, all are equal. There's mountains to touch, the power is us. Devour these cowards, it's outward they rush. I am not a leader, a teacher, or a preacher. My people aren't free, then I am not either. Refuse to be silenced, and we will not stop short of removing these tyrants. There comes a time to summarize events, can't sum up the lies. Nothing is quiet as tense. Look up to the sky and wonder why you're next. You could call this the butterfly effect. I despise the rats that disguise the facts when they know the population is fighting back inside of crack. This time it's bad like the second ball Azizi did like the match.
You can't take our freedom and take our soul. Take our freedom and take our soul. You are not the one that's in control. You are not the one that's in control.
When the fathers pass the scars through to the children, they're shooting to kill them.
So the legacy of the Arab Spring 5 years after those movements began has been mixed. In some Arab countries where the Arab Spring occurred, like Tunisia, there's been a pretty positive result. They have a new constitution, it's inclusive, it accounts for democratic and Sharia
Now,
law.
politicians in Tunisia have voted to approve a new constitution. It guarantees equal rights for men and women, also demands the state protect the environment and tackle corruption.
But the question I'm asking is who's going to heal them? Look up to the clear.
But in other countries, the Arab Spring has led to, in some cases, civil war, and in some cases, the near collapse of those countries.
3 years after the revolution that led to the downfall of its president Muammar Gaddafi, Libya is still in a state of chaos and insecurity.
Guys, down to the ground where the blood, sweat and the tears dried.
The more revolutionary your revolution is, the less likely it is to lead to democracy.
Questioning their lives, realize death is not a threat when the fear dies. So we are not afraid anymore. And you can't play God with our lives. You attempted to cage every thought, but resistance is locked in our minds. From Millbank Tower to Tahrir Square, nobody can deny us. We're there and we are not leaving till we have got freedom. We are willing to bleed and even stop breathing. You must have known from the rust on your throne that you couldn't maintain by cutting the phones. Justice alone will sustain our presence. Tunisia to Libya, Bahrain to Yemen.
And I think what we learn from what happened in Syria, what happened in Iraq, what's happened in Yemen or in Libya is just how important having a state is if you want to get to democracy.
Sustain our presence, Tunisia to Libya, Bahrain to Yemen.
You can't take our freedom and take our soul. Take our freedom and take our soul. You are not the one that's in control. You are not the one that's in control. Said La ilaha illallah. No power's greater than God's. Go ahead and devise your plans. At the end of the day, you are just a man.
I done taste the blood, I done taste the sweat, I done taste the tears, I ain't taste regret.